What's up, guys? This is Mike Loris bringing you the third and final game between Team Liquid, now on the Radiant, and Absolute Legends on the Dire. Game number one went to Team Liquid with a pretty good AoE teamfight kind of strategy that worked out very well versus AL, who just simply couldn't get their teamfight to come together in, complete perfection. Absolute Legends took game number two with something of an uncharacteristic lineup, not because the heroes are too weird or anything, but because it just ran a strategy that we don't really see that often. It was very, very push heavy with a Chen as well as a Shadow Shaman. It was really refreshing to see, and Liquid, they were certainly caught off guard by it. This is kind of thing that you would see, before the International too, that kind of strategy. And hey, it worked. It got them a win over the powerhouse Liquid, so AL looking to take their first win in the Premier League for Liquid, looking to extend their reign of dominance, and they're going to start, or at least start attempting to do that with the Wisp pickup. This hero has been banned out for the past two games, and Liquid immediately going to snatch that up. It's because when you're up against a Wisp, your playstyle just has to change so drastically. If you're only a little bit out of position, then you're going to get punished for it. That's pretty much a fact, whereas there are other heroes that are dangerous, yes, like the Gyrocopter or the Batrider, but they don't really hugely alter the way you play the game. Whereas the Wisp, if you have to make sure that you're always in position, you have to make sure that you're always near a tower so you get backup, or you have to make sure the backup's already there, and if not, then you're going to be pretty much screwed, because the Wisp is going to have one of, if not the best, tether partner. It is going to be the CK on Team Liquid as well, so they're going to be running a very, very brutal, at least partial ganking strategy. They might change their core strategy up with their final three picks, but from just their first two picks, they have good lane synergy, could go for a dual lane, as well as the potential to go anywhere around the map and really just farm the heads of Absolute Legends. And Absolute Legends, they're going to respond to this Wisp pickup with the Magnus as well as the Rubik. A good pickup right off the bat against the Wisp, if of course your team can run it, is the Disruptor, because if a Wisp comes in with a partner, then you just relocate back either of them. If you want to kill the carry, you relocate back the Wisp. If you want to kill the Wisp, you want to just relocate the carry, and then everything is just peachy. And AL do have that option. Disruptor as well as Rubik is a solid support lineup. A little bit of lockdown for the Rubik with the telekinesis. You can ensure that people are going to stick into your into your kinetic field, but instead they're going to go for the Nature's Prophet. So kind of try to counter the global presence of the Wisp with a little bit of global presence of their own. If someone gets relocated upon, Nature's Prophet could come in and help. However, in all actuality, how much can a Nature's Prophet actually help versus a Wisp CK? You could get a Sprout on one, but you could break the trees through a Tango, which the Wisp should have a couple in the early game. You could even tether out of it, Reality Rift out of it, or just stun and then wait it out. So AL going to go for a little bit more in their control over their lanes for their first three picks. Let's see if it pays off for them, because they're going to need to be prepared against this Wisp CK combo. And that means you need to have stuns. You have to be able to lock down the CK once he gets teleported in and try to burst him down quick, because then once you can do that with the Wisp as well to prevent the CK from teleporting back. But either way, you need enough burst to kill off one of those heroes, and that's something the Nature's Prophet doesn't necessarily offer. So Absolute Legends, they're going to be looking for one more support as well as what should be one hard carry on their team for their last pick. So we're going to see what AL want to do with that. Team Liquid doing the Team Liquid thing, going to pick up the Clockwork, a hero that they've been playing a whole lot. Bulba is relatively consistent on that hero, and it's really going to be all in the name of increasing the range at which Team Liquid can get a fight. If you pick up Clockwork and then your two other heroes, if it's like something like Queen of Pain or something, you'll have a ton of mobility on your team, because CK and Wisp, they're going to be sprinting all around the map with that extra tether movement speed. CK also has the second highest movement speed in the game, I want to say. Luna has the first. I'm pretty sure CK has the second highest movement speed, but there's just a ton of movement speed that's going to be on Team Liquid. And with the three picks, with the, I guess, two remaining picks that Liquid have, they could run a 3-2 strategy. I say 1-4 strat all the time to indicate that there's four supports, or four early mid-game heroes trying to protect that one carry. But really, it could be three heroes just making the plays happen, with the Wisp CK waiting in the wings, teleport in, and make action happen should a fight break out. So Team Liquid, they're going to have a couple of mids banned out from them. Wouldn't be surprised to see a Queen of Pain as that last pick, following that Storm Spirit as well as Puck. Just trying to get rid of the heroes, which I believe Korok is going to play mid. Again, Korok and TC always switching roles with the CK, with the hard carry, I'm sorry. So it's really a toss-up to see who goes to the mid lane. Team Liquid going to ban out that Lifestealer, the really important hard carry to get rid of for any team really. Though Absolute Legends still can get the Phantom Lancer, and Phantom Lancer is a pretty good counter versus the Wisp CK. You get a lot of mana burn once that Diffusal is up, and CK isn't exactly a hero with a deep mana pool, so it would be a very good pickup for Absolute Legends in this particular game, and hell, it's a good pickup for any team, anytime. So, they also do have the Luna available to them, although Luna isn't as survivable as the Phantom Lancer. I think she might be a little bit tankier inherently. I'm not actually too sure about their flat values. But Luna would also be a decent pickup for a carry, but their carries are going to be vulnerable because of the Wisp CK that are going to be constantly, at least threatening their carries. So Team Liquid going to ban out the important Lifestealer, which is a little bit hard to gank as Wisp CK, because one Rage TP and then your relocate is gone, it's kaput. You can't actually do anything with it, and wow. Okay, Team Liquid also going to ban out the Enchantress Enchant, getting rid of the Jungle Traps Legends, trying to force Nature's Prophet into that role. But wow, it's a Shadow Fiend for Team Liquid. So, they could run him mid. However, I don't know. Because right now Team Liquid just have a huge amount of lane flexibility. They could run the Wisp CK mid, they could run a Wisp CK and then another support hero as an aggressive tri-lane, defensive tri-lane, put the Clockwork on a solo lane, put the Clockwork mid, why not? Really, it's going to be very, very difficult to guess where Team Liquid's heroes are going to be, but the Shadow Fiend is going to give Team Liquid that much more carry potential. So CK could, even if he just fails ganks and just dies a couple times, it's not going to matter all that much in the grand scheme of things because they will have the Shadow Fiend to farm behind that. So CK really just has to pour on the aggression, and usually when you see CK Wisp, the goal of the CK is to get a lot of kills so that he could get a lot of farms so that he could carry the game early on. However, the goal of this CK in this particular game is to get a lot of kills so we can get a lot of farms so we can make space for the Shadow Fiend to also get a lot of farm. And the more kills you get, the easier it'll be for that Shadow Fiend to farm, the more space you will give. But if the CK doesn't actually get that, if he ends up trading his life on multiple occasions, which normally you wouldn't want to do because you're going to be losing your carry and you sometimes wouldn't be getting as much experience. If he trades his life, then it's going to be just fine because that means that one from AL is down, the CK is down as well, but the Shadow Fiend is going to have one less person to worry about. So I do like this idea of Liquid going for that Shadow Fiend. However, gotta ask the question, would a Weaver be a better pick? A lot more survivable, could make the same types of plays happen as Shadow Fiend. Not as bursty, however, with the CK Wisp, you gotta really ask how bursty do the Team Liquid heroes need to be. Team Liquid can look for a final support as their last pickup. Absolute Legends, they're going to go with the Bounty Hunter, try to get another long lane hero. Nature's Prophet is, in fact, going to be going into the jungle, and AL do still need that hard carry hero. It has to be a hero that could outfight the Shadow Fiend and the CK, and that is an extremely tall order. Still, Phantom Lancer is in the pool. I really don't see them picking up anything else but the Phantom Lancer. Team Liquid, oh yes, the trademark Team Liquid hero. It is going to be Fluff's Visage, and that is always a treat to see. Visage, Wisp, and CK is a pretty deadly tri-lane. You get a lot of stun, and you could have huge kill potential, especially if it is a solo hero on the other end. Whether it's a Bounty Hunter, or even if it's a 2.5 lane with their carry hero Rubik and Nature's Prophet, you could still make kills happen on that lane just because of the huge guaranteed stun from the Wisp, following up with the guaranteed stun by the CK, following that up with a nuke from the Visage as well as a slow from the Visage. It's going to be incredibly difficult to get out of there. But Absolute Legends, they will have some tools to do it. Rubik will have that telekinesis, but Nature's Prophet will be able to join that fight at a moment's notice. However, once again, those sprouts won't really do all that much versus the Wisp CK, so Absolute Legends really do need to pick up this Phantom Lancer, I gotta say, and try to protect him as much as they can. They could go for a little bit more aggressive and get something like a Windrunner, in which case they could try to bring the heat early, which will work. Okay, going for early aggression through the Juggernaut, I do like this pick. That's actually a really, really good pick versus Team Liquid, because if you look at Team Liquid's early game threat, it's mostly throughout the lockdown. They'll stun you with the CK, Wisp, Clockwork, as well as the Visage, once he gets those familiars. And Juggernaut really doesn't care all that much. Lifestealer was banned out, but he's going to have some early game damage to, kind of go toe-to-toe with the early game damage that's going to be coming out of Liquid. So Absolute Legends also going to get themselves a little bit of pushing power with this pick. We see Juggernauts in pro games pick up a couple points in the healing ward, and combine that with the Nature's Call. That could be for some very aggressive pushing, perhaps not very effective pushing versus the Shadow Fiend, so you might have to avoid him. But on the ends, anyone else on Team Liquid, they really lack creep clearing. Bulba has the rocket flare, but then that's it. I guess Spirit's also a little bit, but really not enough. So Absolute Legends open themselves up for a little bit of early game pushing, and if they bring the heat early to Liquid, then the Shadow Fiend's not going to have time to really get big. TC is also going to suffer because even though he will be able to do stuff in the early mid game, he won't be getting all that much farm.
Everybody gets
so AL with their Juggernaut pick, both to mitigate the stuns coming out from Liquid as well as to put on some early game aggression towards them, is a very, very smart pick from AL. I do like that pick quite a lot, as it's apparent that I've said that like 5 times. TC is going to be playing on Liquid's CK. IX Mike is going to be supporting him as the Wisp, following up with Fluff and stuff on the Visage. Korok is going to be playing that Shadow Fiend, and of course we have Bulba, as always, on that clock. We're just spotting out where everyone is. Miracle is going to be playing the mid Magnus. Wow, look at these guys again. So friendly. I love it. Mania is going to be bot laning the Bounty Hunter solo. It's going to be an aggressive tri-lane versus tri-lane situation. Rise on the Rubik. Unicorn hard carrying that Juggernaut, and that, of course, leaves Miggle into the jungle, although didn't go for that quick Ring of Basilius, so it looks like he wants to tango a little bit more early. And by tango I mean fight, not like tango. But Liquid, they still are moving, so they might want to avoid the situation. However, I don't think it'll be good for Liquid to avoid a try versus try. If they could, despite the fact that there is a Juggernaut Rubik, which is a very, very solid dual lane, they still could bring the heat, because TC, he could tank that stuff all day long, and Juggernaut does not have boost. 305 movement speed versus 325 of CK. He could realistically run out of there. Visage, he could Grave Chill a creep and then sprint out of there, and Wisps, he could just tether out. So AL, even though they do have some early game kill potential, it's going to be very difficult to actually ensure that the spin sticks on the target long enough to actually be a threat. Fluff and stuff with the level 1 invisibility rune. He's going to do some shenaniganry, as is Mania, already with the Poor Man's Shield. Got pulled a little bit of regeneration from Rise. He's going to do a very Lone Druid-esque thing and pull the creeps to this area so that he could have some guaranteed CS. He's going to be going up against Bulbas, and Bulba's not really going to care all that much that this is happening, because he is also capable of tanking these creeps, although he doesn't have that Poor Man's Shield, so he's going to be taking a little bit more damage than the Bounty Hunter would be taking, but otherwise this lane should be completely even. The top lane is where the action's going to be, so let's look at the mid lane for just a little bit. Korok is going to go toe-to-toe with Miracle. If Korok gets the early CS, then he could do very, very good harassment versus Miracle, as you can see right now. Already bringing him to half HP. Korok's going to be able to continue to do that, at least until the Magnus gets a bottle. Korok should be getting a bottle as well, so he can spam out some Shadow Raises, but that lane also should be fairly even. Unicorn going to take a stun very early, but TC's actually going to change his mind and go for Rise. Is there a nuke? Yes, there is. Rise taking a huge amount of damage. Do they want to dive this? They do. One more stun. It's actually going to be IX Mike who hit his projectile within that stun of TC. He's going to draw first blood by killing Rise. Really, Unicorn, even though he is going to be pretty much completely safe within his the duration of his Blade Fury, it's Rise that's got to be careful, because you can see, even though they got initial stun on Unicorn, they didn't care, because they knew that they would get another stun from that Reality Rift onto the much softer, much more vulnerable, and most importantly, not magic immune Rubik. This Liquid tri-lane is going to pretty much crush AL's tri-lane. The Juggernaut was a good attempt. It was the only carry that could actually realistically farm and not be completely squished every time he walked up. But even then, he's got to be careful if he's experiencing some frame rate. Oh, you can see the Battle Fury, right, the Blade Fury right there saving him. And he's actually going to shred down IX Mike, who's tanking the tower. He's going to take a Soul Assumption as well as a stun, so he's going to die in exchange. Taking out the Wisp, though, it's a lot better than otherwise would have happened for any other carry. Experiencing more frame rate lag. Hopefully this will clear up. So far Liquid is 2-1 up on this lane. Unfortunately CK hasn't gotten any of those kills. It always seems like that's just how it goes. If you're CK, you don't really get that much. Ooh, and very cool. Wisp teleporting in, instantly tethering TC, so that residual fountain regeneration sticks with him, bringing TC back up to a point where he can almost, in a little bit of mana, cast both spells. So that's a very smooth move from him. Plus, has been using his clarity this entire time, so he also has his full lineup of spells up and available in Rise. You can see he's playing very, very far back. This is essentially a dead lane for AL. The Juggernaut wants farm, he needs farm, but his Blade Fury only lasts so long, and Liquid have shown that they are completely okay with waiting it out. They're going to reveal themselves down on the spot lane. This range creep is actually going to spot everything out. Miggle is going to be falling back just a little bit, and he's going to be just fine. However, yeah, he's even going to send a tree and scout them out as well. So, yeah, this Liquid tri-lane is going to wreak havoc among AL. They're going to go again, perhaps. TC has full mana somehow. Tethering up that Chaos Knight to full mana. Mid lane, Korok is going to get initiated upon by Miggle. Does he have a Sprout? Yes, he does, but Korok does have, double damage. Korok actually jukes the crap out of that Sprout. He's going to do heavy damage to both Miracle as well as Miggle, however, not able to get either of those kills. Unicorn going to take out the CK as well as harassing back IX Mike. I have no idea what happened there. Could not resist looking at that mid lane. But I'm guessing it was just a dive that turned sour. CK, he definitely died. But also it must have been just, a dive into the tower, and now Unicorn going to get stunned up. Telekinesis is going to throw TC back, but it's too late. Fluff already with the nuke damage, taking out the Juggernaut for yet another time. TC 1-0-1-3 on him, so he's not having the best time in this tri lane. However, again, it's all about just shutting down this Juggernaut, because if the Juggernaut is out of the game, then that means the Shadow Fiend doesn't have to worry about a high-level Omni Slash taking him out in an instant, Shadow Fiend being a very soft hero. And then everyone from Liquid can have that much more space to farm. It looks like my frame rate has cleared up just a little bit. Nope, there it goes. I probably shouldn't have said anything. Bot lane Bulba is out farming Mania just a little bit, but really it's just going to be just, melee versus melee. So no one's actually going to get a huge kill advantage, at least until the Clockwork gets to level 6, in which case he can realistically stun and lock down the Bounty Hunter. However, with no sentry wards, that is very unlikely to happen. Liquid maintaining control of this mid lane, maintaining control of this top lane. The bottom lane is at worst a wash. You can see the top 3 earners in the gold per minute chart. Korok, TC, following up with Bulba. It's exactly what Liquid want to have on their side right now. Have all their big heroes, have all their big late game heroes get really, really big as fast as possible. Chicken going to deliver out the bottle to TC as well as IX Mike. Actually, it's owned by TC, but hey, sharing is caring, and that tether does flow through the CK regardless. I don't know what's going on with my frame rate. It's like, just not happy at all. Fluff is now going to hit level 4, so the faster he gets to level 6, the better. It's going to be quite a ways away from that. However, he's getting a lot of kills, he's getting a lot of assists. He's going to be able to support very, very well. And he could even head towards an early mech. TC, IX Mike, and Fluff and stuff going to find Unicorn on this top lane once again, but it looks like they don't want him. They want Rise. The movement speed from the tether going to grant TC enough range to get that Reality Rift in, and now Rise is so very dead. You could lift TC all you want. That actually helped TC get the last hit. In all those other cases where TC was just wailing on him, he didn't get the last hits because IX Mike and Fluff and stuff are too good at kill stealing. But this time when he was, just in a corner, he got the last hit, so good on him. In the meantime, teleportation on the bot lane with the help of the Bounty Hunter. He did give another kill, but oh, Miracle, what are you doing there? Magnus going to get nuked down. Had the reverse polarity, wanted to use it, but even if he did, that would have been a couple of seconds where TC and IX Mike and Fluff weren't beating on him. But that still wouldn't have saved him because Unicorn was a little bit too far away. Now does have his Omni Slash, however, so he could look for a very, very vulnerable Visage or Wisp to instantly take him out. He does have enough mana for both spells as well. The Bounty Hunter, I believe, was a high enough level for that track when they got the kill onto the Clockwork. Track should really tell you, or you should be able to see how much track gold has been accrued. That would be a very useful tool to see. But still, more gold for Mania, that's going to give him a level advantage over the Clockwork. So Clockwork should start to lose control a little bit over this lane. Korok, though, in a little bit of trouble. The Skew Reverse Polarity can land on Korok. Teleportation support coming in. Unicorn is here as well. Reverse Polarity being used. They want the Shadow Fiend dead, and that's exactly what they're going to get. Tri-lane from Liquid is moving down, however, it looks like they still want to fight this. TC on the front lines can open up the Reality Rift onto Rise. 2-second stun as well. All the Wisps hitting. There's the Omni Slash bringing TC to dangerously low HP, and Miggle's ultimate bouncing through, gonna kill him off. Rubik's gonna get killed by Soul Assumption, but IX Mike tethering through. It's not gonna be enough. Shockwave onto Fluff as well. And it's AL's Miggle that's gonna get a triple kill out of all that. I have no idea how he got all those kills with just the right clicks where Miracle is throwing out Shockwaves and Reverse Polarities, but hey, AL take a very, very good trade. Liquid taking a 3 versus 4. Normally I wouldn't recommend that, but I guess they might have thought the Omni Slash was down. Unicorn's Omni Slash bringing TC to dangerously critical low amounts of HP, and then just following up with an Nature's Prophet ultimate, which did even more damage to pretty much everyone on that Liquid side. That Nature's Prophet ultimate was just the nail in the coffin. So Liquid, although they did have a really good early start, that fight you could see skewed things very heavily. And when do you ever see this? It's like Christmas over here. Perfect. Green, red, green, red, green, red, green, red, green, red. I've never seen that before. This game is pretty darn even, guys. Even though the farm is still going the way of Liquid, that last fight really pushed things in favor of Absolute Legends. And Unicorn, he did get a couple kills out of that, kind of redeeming the fact that he has died. He's got to wait another minute until his Omni Slash is up. The Omni Slash is really enough to bring TC dangerously low, although Juggernaut really can't follow through with a Blade Fury to kill off the CK just because of the movement speed the CK has. Unless he gets really lucky with the Omni Slash and where it actually leaves him, he could definitely kill off pretty much everyone else. We have another initiation on this bot lane river. Shadow Fiend gonna swoop in for one Shadow Ray. He's gonna kill off Nature's Prophet after having the initiation hookshot from Clockwork. A little more gold from him, and Mania not even willing to go over there to help out. Korok's getting quite a bit of farm, most gold per minute in the game. Still, top lane might see another engagement. Mania is here as well as Unicorn. The Blade Fury is going to start off. Mania stunned a little bit. There's the Blade Fury, and Ix Mike, you are so very dead. Maxed out on the Shuriken Toss. No, actually only level 3, but it's more than enough to kill the Wisp. Another track kill, and more gold in Absolute Legend's pocket. So Liquid starting to drop a couple heroes. However, it's going to be pretty big for them, and for AL. Juggernaut is getting a lot of gold. Now does have his phase boots kind of recovered a little bit from that really poor early game. However, Korok is not having any contention whatsoever. He died once, he died once, yes, but that's really not that big a deal because he is shutting down this Magnus incredibly hard. Magnus has his arcane boots, but Shadow Fiend has, Power Tread's bottle as well as another 1,000 gold in his pocket. So Korok's doing extraordinarily well. TC is also getting a lot of farm, so even though Liquid starting to make some early mid-game trades, they still could pour on the pressure, which is exactly what they're going to do through the use of this smoke. TC as well as Ix Mike smoked up with Fluff and his familiars. He hit level 6 within the midst of this. Wisp, unfortunately, is only level 5 still, but yet there's still going to be more than enough for Unicorn. If they catch him out, looks like they're going to do exactly that. Ix Mike going to initiate with the Reality Rift tether. There it is. Unicorn is in a ton of trouble. Instant spin, however, he's going to try to mitigate some of this damage. However, the spin, again, doesn't last forever. Reality Rift, there's a Reality Rift, as well as the tether stun. TC stuck in the trees a little bit, but it's going to be enough to kill off Unicorn. Even though that Blade Fury ran its course, CK Wisp is just too good. My frame rate's still spiking really, really hard. I apologize, guys. I think it might be because I'm running something in the background. I think I'm uploading, actually. I don't know, that shouldn't really... That might, I don't know. Whatever it is, I'm not going to do it again. Taking out the Juggernaut another time. Juggernaut, he does have some track gold coming in, but if he keeps dying like this, it's not going to matter how much gold he gets from tracks, because he's going to be losing just as much, if not more, from these deaths. Miracle looking for reverse polarity on Skewer onto Korok. He is going to land both. Here's the relocation. Level 6 up on Ix Mike. You're going to go straight for Miracle. Miracle's going to get demolished with the 4-second stun. Korok going to turn around and get that kill. Raised onto Miggle as well. Omnislash is going to kill off the Wisp, but now it's Blade Fury. He does heavy damage to Fluff and stuff as well as TC, but Unicorn is on the run. Do they have another spell cast? Soul Shove doing some heavy damage. Needs one more hit to kill off this Juggernaut. Phase Boots, though, might buy him enough time. These familiars running an intercept path. They will get him TC with the Reality Rift picking that kill up. In the meantime, Korok finishing off the Rubik in the tower. Korok is going to be in a little bit of trouble, though, as we do have Bounty Hunter teleporting in. Can look for a Shuriken Toss, but it's not going to happen. Shadow Fiend has backed off safely. Mania wants to make things happen, and he actually still could. Korok is taking a rather luxurious way home, but he's going to saunter on back to the base with the CK. And oh wait, Miggle teleporting in. One hit onto one hero, and another hit. Nature's Prophet ultimate, was that? That is ultimate? Yes, it was, but Bulba getting a hook shot and get a catch Mania as well as Miggle, and these familiars doing a ton of damage to that Nature's Prophet as well as Mania. Mania should escape. Is there any true sight in here? Miracle skewering right once more into this fight. Mania is going to get dusted, however, Magnus already throwing out one more shockwave, killing off the CK. Bulba on the chase does have another point of cogs. Moon Speed will help him to land this spell. The familiars also doing some pretty heavy damage. Miracle, though, bottling up through this. Bulba is still on the chase, actually tethering up the familiar to give it a little bit more movement speed, but it's not going to be enough time for the stun. 5 seconds off until that. Magnus should escape this unless these spirits actually hit, which they won't. So now Ix Mike in a little bit of a sticky situation. He's going to tether and be on his way out of there. But these two carries did eventually drop down for Liquid. So AL, after what seems like was going to be a complete wipe for Liquid, managing to make something happen. Korok, for some reason, went home like vertically, like through this ancient route. I'm not sure what that was about. He could have just ran, straight down the lane. Ended up paying for it with his life, and AL tie things up a little bit closer. 13-12 as the gold advantage sits in nobody's favor. Experience slightly in favor of AL, but really that's not anything. Now Korok going to get initiated upon one more time. Miracle does have his reverse polarity in 3, 2, 1. Does he want to use it in Korok? But here's another relocation. It's going to be a giant team fight breaking out. Miggle taking heavy damage. There's the Omnislash immediately on TC, but there's a reverse polarity catching TC and all of his illusions. TC, though, so tanky. He can throw another stun onto the Magnus, and it is going to bring him down. Mania is going to get dusted as well. Bulba trapping the Juggernaut, and that's going to be yet another kill for Liquid. A double kill for Liquid in exchange for absolutely nothing. Rise going to get hookshotted in by Bulba. Reality Rift pulling him in by TC. Nature's Prophet Ultimate trying to redeem themselves with a little bit of damage, but it's not going to be enough because Liquid have already cleaned up AL squad. Wisp, did he die? I don't think he died. I think he just relocated back. Liquid bringing the heat with that relocation, and even though Nature Prophet wasn't there, that's probably good for him because he would have died as well. AL didn't stand a chance. Reverse Polarity, unfortunately for AL, only hit one, and the instant dust caught Mania out of position, cogged onto the Juggernaut as well. Just really, everyone from Liquid just stunned someone, and that means no damage was coming out from AL. They just got annihilated, picked apart, one hero at a time, and now Ix, Mike, and TC still on the hunt. I don't know what level this tether is, level 2. So the stun duration is starting to get up there, and they're going to find Miggle, and Miggle is so very dead. Reality Rift, no, actually broken by that Sprout and the Reality Rift. Oh, the stomp from the Familiars. Miggle is going to get stomped, as is Mania, but already TC has fallen back. They don't want to pursue this into the tower. Rocket Flare going to fly out, spot them out once more, but really these birds are going to be in a little trouble. One more right click will give 100 gold to Miggle, so got ganked, managed to escape, picked off a bird in exchange. Fluff and Stuff is going to burn the huge cooldown of the Familiars in order to resurrect those, but he should be fine to do that. He's going to find a double damage rune, but apparently doesn't want it. He's instead going to give it onto Unicorn, relocation onto his top lane. It's going to be Miracle in a huge amount of trouble. There's the instant dust, finding Mania as well. Crocton swoop in for that kill. The right clicks, going to kill Mania in like 4 hits, dodging that raise, albeit barely. Mania is going to try to run out here, as is Rise. Do have that extra movement speed from that track. Unicorn now trapped in the cogs from Bulba. The right click damage will be more than enough with the help of these Familiars to bring him down. Now Rise in a lot of trouble. Going to get hit by a Grave Chill as well as his soul assumpted. That doesn't make any sense, but I'm going to say it anyway. Rise is stuck in the trees now. He's going to try to fight his way out, but a Reality Rift from TC is going to give him the damage, at least for Fluff, to take that kill. And everyone else from AL has fallen back. Mania successfully got out of there, even though he was dusted. But in the end, 20-12, Liquid starting to bring the heat and bringing it very, very hard. Liquid's Ix, Mike, as well as TC working pretty much in perfect unison. They always jump on one person right on top of them, so they can't actually see the fact that there is a little thing on the floor. And Liquid just playing so beautifully. AL, they're just like stopped getting kills. Miracle needs to learn that reverse polarity. They need to get several track kills if AL want to get back into this, and I'm pretty sure they want to get back into this because they want their first victory. But the reverse polarity has to land, the Omni Slash has to land. Then, if that all has to land before the Phantasm is out, because if the Phantasm is out, the Omni Slash is going to be hitting those illusions, which is going to be mitigating the damage intensely. I don't know if the Familiars can get Omni Slashed. I think they might be able to take hits, although I'm not 100% sure on that. Now we see a Shadow Blade up on Korok, wants blood, he's going to find Unicorn. Let's see how much damage he can do in one hit. Oh, the ultimate, no, he's going to just change his mind. There's the Omni Slash onto Korok. Only level 1 Omni Slash, however, doesn't really matter. Nature Prophet teleporting in, and Korok a little bit too aggressive there. Trying to get a solo kill onto Unicorn with that Requiem. Ended up paying for it with his life, dropping another kill to AL. But on top of that, that was a track kill. Level 2 track, especially, giving another 100 gold, 200 to himself. It's a lot of gold in the pocket of AL. They're going to try to capitalize on that even more by taking out a tier 1. Teleportation coming in is going to be Bulba. Is he going to look for something? There's a relocation in. Who are they going to go for? Here comes the 2. TC and Ix Mike, however, reverse polarity is going to catch Ix Mike dead immediately. TC going to split off, and he's going to bring down the Rubik. However, Bulba is already on the run. Fluff in the middle of everything and drop down all of his nukes. Familiars doing some heavy damage to Mania. He is dusted up. Miggle is going to try to sprout himself. However, the flying vision granted by the Familiars will bring him down. TC stunning up Mania. Once again, Mania is going to try to fight his way up. The Familiars once again stunning, and that's going to give Fluff another double kill. How many? 12-9. Jesus, Fluff. Save some for the rest of your team. TC would like those kills who's 3-3-16. But AL, they got initiated upon by this Wisp CK. They managed to bring down the Wisp very, very quickly. But again, the reverse polarity only hit one. TC, the first thing he did was move to the right. He was right here when he split, and he relocated right here with the Magnus right here. Beautiful, just like positioning play from Liquid. Even though the relocate wasn't exactly in prime position, he pretty much relocated right on top of the Magnus, which is exactly what he wants. TC salvaged it. He moved to the side, he got that Phantasm off, and then he just went to town. And combine that with Fluff and Stuff, who's Familiars, right in the middle of that battle. Fluff and Stuff was even right in the middle of the battle. Throwing out those soul assumptions, now he has a pipe up. So the Omni Slash is going to do a lot less damage. Rubik, as well as the Magnus's nukes, are going to be mitigated intensely. And AL, the right-click damage simply isn't there. The Juggernaut has drums and phase boots. That's pretty much it. CK doesn't really have that much either. He has, treads and drums, so it's pretty much similar. But he's going for an armlet, and on top of that, he has a critical strike that is going to... It's a little bit... Actually, he has the Phantasm, which is important. Phantasm combined with the critical strike. Juggernaut does have a crit of his own, so we're going to just call that... Not get into the math, call that at least even. And even though mathematically CK's crit isn't that impressive, the numbers that come out certainly are. and he has the Wisp support. So AL's right-click damage isn't that much, and with such an early pipe, 18 minutes on a pure support Visage, getting so many kills. How does he getting all these kills? That's what I do. Because I don't know how fast the soul assumption meter fills up. Oh, Mania, the star sense from Fluff popping off the dust completely randomly, unless he got caught by that observer ward. But Fluff and stuff, that was, unless they saw that, that was just complete star sense from him. He knew that they were being stalked, and Mania paid the price. That's going to give Liquid enough time to take down this tier 2 tower. TC on the front lines with the familiars, zoning out. Everyone else is trying to come in, and I don't know what Unicorn's trying to do. I guess try to cut off the push from Liquid, but they're not really interested. They're already done. Unicorn, what are you doing? I have no idea. I guess why not? Oh, TC had a little bit of an opening there. But he got a free creep wave in exchange for a TP scroll. I guess it kind of paid for itself, but not really. Not sure what that was about from Unicorn. However, we won't dwell too much upon that. Fluff and stuff, really. Just dropping the nukes extremely hard, getting himself a lot of support items. 19-minute pipe is something that you really never even see ever, because whoever gets the pipe is, let's say it's Starks here. He is probably the hero that usually gets pipe and usually gets pipe the fastest. And he doesn't even get that fast because, well, I guess he just takes detour into mech. But opting for the okay, yeah, Bulba already has the mech, so Liquid already with their big team fight items up, whereas AL, their mech is up on the Nature's Prophet. Pipe nowhere to be found, which it won't help them all that much. I guess you kind of want it against the raises of Shadow Fiend, but still, just Liquid's items right now just really going to propel them forward, as well as the fact that their late game carries are completely stacked. AL need to get some serious farm going, serious with their track kills if they want to salvage this game, because the gold and experience is starting to climb in favor of Liquid, and that's just going to continue to snowball with the likes of the CK as well as the Shadow Fiend on their team. On top of that, Liquid getting a tower denial on this top lane. IX, Mike, and TC going to be hanging around this top lane, whereas Korok, Fluff, as well as Bulba going to be roaming around those three together. If they want initiation, they could get it, because these relocates from Wisp have been coming extremely reliably. Even though IX Mike threw his life away a couple of times, hell, it doesn't even matter, because every single fight has been in favor of Team Liquid, unless AL, they managed to land a clutch RP, which now they can do with the Blink Dagger. Magnus isn't going to have to rely on the slow skewer to get himself into position. And there is a smoke from the rest of the team as well. Who do they want? They really would settle for anyone. I guess Fluff would be a really good target, because he has a, dominating streak? Monster kill streak? He has a really large kill streak, which means that Fluff's head is worth a lot of gold, and really Visage is a fairly easy hero to kill, although with Pipe and Gravekeeper's Cloak, I don't know if he should really be the target of focus, whereas Korok, he got dropped down to half HP just from one Nature's Prophet ultimate. You want to kill off the Shadow Fiend, because if you take a Requiem of Souls and then kill him off, then your team is pretty much already dead, just because that's so much magic damage. Then, of course, you have to worry about TC. TC going to breach the high ground, going to get a stun into Miracle. 3 seconds on him. Can they bring down this Magnus before he gets anything off? Yes, they will be able to. Omni Slash is going to fly, not hitting out to anyone though. He's going to bounce back to TC. Pipe is up, and Mania is trapped within the Phantasm Illusion. That's going to be another kill for Korok. They want Unicorn next. Bulba looking for the hook shot. Thought about it, canceled it first, and Bulba wants it. Is he going to launch it? No, he's not. They're just going to fall back. Korok with the double damage rune going to tear down that tower, and AL, they lost the Magnus before he could get anything off. Completely chain stunned, no chance for anything. And then Mania to follow as well. AL are down 3 versus 5, and they're going to be facing up against, TC and Mike jumping down to the bot lane to kill off Nature's Prophet. It's instantly going to buy back. However, AL are looking at losing their tier 3 tower to this double damage of Korok. He even has crit as well as Yasha. Soft as Korok may be, he could certainly deal the damage. That's exactly what he's doing. And the hook shot is still available. Bulba was holding on to that. Wanted to get that hook shot onto Unicorn. Unfortunately, the angle was not there. So he's going to have that for the next fight. And Liquid, they're not the type of team to hugely rely on their ultimates. Yes, CK's ultimate is a huge jump in damage for him. However, he still does pretty large damage without it. And Wisp, his team fight ultimate, if he doesn't have it, he just simply will stick with his team. Then he doesn't need it. And if he does have it, then he will allow TC to get even more farm. So Liquid not really reliant on these ultimates, whereas AL, if they want to get a good fight, they need a reverse polarity onto, at this point, pretty much 3 heroes. Anything less, and Liquid will just shrug it off with the Pipe and Mech. They also need to get an Omni Slash that lands very, very well, but Even then, there's no damage coming out from Juggernaut. He's packing a Vit booster. Not sure what he wants to do with that. Could just be a a raw Vit booster and hold it into something that does damage. They're gonna try to go for an Aegis right now. They're actually doing pretty decently at that. Right-click damage is pretty intense. However, Fluff and Stuff is moving in, and here's the Rocket Flare as well. Spotted out. Teal in the top lane though. Teal's got to get back if they want to contest this. Juggernaut picking up a very late Vanguard, 22 minutes in, and also going to have that Aegis the Immortal, so Unicorn just got a lot more tanky. However, will he have enough damage to actually make that tankiness worth it? But AL, regardless, finding a little bit of a, glimmer of hope within this storm of despair. Because Liquid are very, very much so far ahead. When you have a Force Staff as well as a mech 23 minutes in as block work, you know you're in a good situation. In AL, that Aegis and Roshan Gold, most importantly, is going to help them, and it's going to help them a lot because they need more items. They need to get that extra boost of strength. Because right now, Liquid, they're farming pretty out of control. The gold per minute is, it really tells the entire story. Visage is above the hard carry for AL. Never a good situation, but now the Wisp ultimate is up, which means him and TC are going to just go to the top lane. Looks like Fluff and Bulba actually going to follow. Korok says, good luck, guys. I have my Daedalus. I could kill everyone by myself. And that's exactly what he's going to do. Secret Agent Korok, popping off that Shadow Blade, wants blood. Visage, though, spot out some things with his familiars, and everyone from AL is smoked up. They're going to look for initiation, possibly on this top lane. That's exactly what you got to do, because Mike could evacuate TC, but everyone else from Liquid, they're not going to be aware of this. Miracle Blink versus Polarity. No, he got stunned by the tether. Immediately Phantasming for TC. A little bit of confusion there. TC is going to get relocated out of there as the rest of Team Liquid do move up. They have 11 seconds to get into place. Rocket Flares are going to fly, and everyone from AL, they're going to get reverse initiated upon RP is down. They have to get out of here right now because Korok is here with the huge ultimate. There it goes, bursting down Mania, instantly killing off the Rubik. 2 down from AL. Miggle in his trees. However, the familiars do grant that flying vision. Now Miggle is going to die as well. 4 down from AL, and Magnus has had enough. He's going to get the hell out of there. Oh, Unicorn burning his Aegis, but shredded down in an instant after reviving. 31-14, and it's just beautiful play from Liquid. Moving around, they spotted that TC and Mike were getting out, and as soon as that Magnetar blinked in, Mike channeled that relocate. Saved TC, brought him back up to full mana, and the RP was 100% wasted. It did no damage. It's stunned for 0 duration because everything that they did to CK during that time was completely nullified. I guess they did manage to take down his Phantasm Illusions, but the support coming in from Liquid, combining with the fact that the AL basically gave Liquid a timer to initiate, saying, hey, we're going to start the fight exactly when your Wisp gets back. So Shadow Fiend's like, okay, they're going to start the fight as soon as the Wisp gets back. Let's go to it. Bulba going to try to go toe-to-toe with Miracle. He's going to make this happen, actually. Mage Prophet's going to teleport in, but the birds are coming as well, spotting out Rise. Bulba going to try to go 1v3. No big deal. Bulba's got this. Birds doing some heavy damage to the Magnetar. He's going to screw himself forward. Bulba can actually get this kill. Hookshot onto the Magnus. He's going to get a solo kill. Birds also doing some heavy damage to Rise. Here comes their support, however. Miggle is going to get demolished by TC as well as Korok. That's going to be it right here, I believe. Yeah, Mania manages to slip away throughout the chaos of that fight. TC, Korok, Fluff, and Bulba, Mike, they're all in this mid lane, and they want blood. They have their ultimate up in 5 seconds. Requiem of Soul's not even needed, though, because Shadow Fiend doesn't have magic immunity. It's going to be pretty hard to actually land that again without AL saying, hey, we want you to cast that spell in exactly 11 seconds when the Wisp gets back. Then that's just great, because Shadow Fiend could work with that. But otherwise, it's going to be a little bit difficult. Unicorn, once again, going to try to do a little bit of creep cutting, but here comes the relocate. You got to teleport out of there right now. Unicorn on the run, looking for the Reality Rift. However, these creeps slowing them down so much. Creeps are going to get pulled into the easy camp. Unicorn up, and they're just going to get sent back to the base. Unicorn is going to farm up all these creeps, but he's forced to teleport out of there as well, actually canceling it. This is a huge opportunity for Liquid, because they are going to be 5 versus 4 up. Well, actually, it's only 5v2. Mania, as well as Miggle, can get back to the space relatively quickly. Everyone from Liquid on this top lane, they want to get this tier 3 tower. Radiant Instructions fortified, slowing down that top push. They're just going to wait and probably pipe up this wave. There's the pipe up on TC as well as Korok. The entire wave pretty much immune to magic. That shockwave not going to do anything. This tower is now starting to take a little bit of damage. TC can pop the Phantasm if he wants to do this a little bit quicker. And AL, they're making a couple of tower trades. There's a huge burst polarity onto 3. Miracle going to secure everyone back further out of the base. Mage Prophet ultimate, though, bouncing around, but it's not going to be enough. Korok taking that kill immediately because there's no follow-up from AL. Where was the Juggernaut? Rise was even too far away. So it's going to be AL just stalling Liquid. They're going to continue to push down this bot lane. Even if it's a base trade situation, Liquid are going to win this. They have the overcharge on the CK. They have Korok doing the hard-hitting damage. Liquid then don't have to teleport back, although it looks like one is going to teleport back. It's going to be Fluff, as well as the relocate. Miggle's in a huge amount of trouble. Initiated upon spin from the Juggernaut, going to do a little bit of damage to everyone, but it's not going to be enough. They do bring down the tower. Miggle popping off that mech. He's getting reality rifted once more time. Fluff, actually, how did you keep getting these kills? Mania and Unicorn trying to rush the Raxes, but they've already lost the top Raxes. There goes one. Omni Slash onto Fluff, going to finally bring him down. Godlike kill broken by Unicorn, but his birds are still alive, and Unicorn's going to take some pretty heavy harassment from this. There's one stun. Where's the other stun? There's the other stun. Miggle's going to teleport right back into there, but AL have lost their top lane in complete fashion. Korok could teleport back. Mike can teleport back as well. Looks like it's going to actually be a Rax trade. Korok could demolish Unicorn, but really it's IL doing a very good play right now. Miggle is on the run, but there's Bulba coming in from the back, hookshotting in, gonna look for Miggle as well, force-stacking himself forward. That's gonna be end of the Nature's Prophet. But in the end, it is a Rax for a Rax. Liquid did get a little more, they got the range Rax as well. But AL making an even trade, and that's exactly what they need right now. They need even trades, especially with the Raxes. Because even though, yeah, they're down at Rax, and it's going to be a pain for anyone for AL to really keep up with that. But still, they made an even trade, which is huge when you're so far behind. If you get even trades, towers for towers, Raxes for Raxes, that is how you come back into the game, just because it benefits you if that happens. But Liquid, they're not done yet. They do still have the overwhelming kill advantage, overwhelming gold and experience advantage, and AL, they're on the back foot. Where's the relocate going? It's going up to this top lane where Miracle is going to try to screw himself out and teleport away, but there's no chance in that. Only 2-second stun. I say only as he gets shredded down in an instant. This ganking party of the Wisp CK is going to jump right back to their base, and it looks like it's going to be the mid lane. Radiant Courier getting sniped off by Rise or something like that, or Mania probably. Yeah, definitely Mania had that Janata on cooldown. So Korok is not going to get his item. However, he is stacked to all hell, so I'm sure he's okay with not getting those items. AL going to keep pressuring down that bot lane. They possibly want to go straight for a GG, or at least cut off Liquid's reinforcements. However, Liquid, they're tanky enough to tank these creep waves, and then these creeps that are remaining, even though they're pretty much have no HP on them, it's enough because there's no tier 3 tower and there's no Keeper of the Light or anything on the other end. Everyone from AL still on the spot lane. However, Liquid, they could just go straight for the GG right now. Rise, what are you doing? It's going to thin out the creep wave, but yeah, that... okay, mid lane is going to die for sure. Whereas the rest of AL still on that bot lane. The relocate can bring them back. TC just wants to go for the GG. He has the Manta style, and Mania wants a throne race. And, well, AL, they're just going straight for the throne. Teleportation is to come back. Liquid is going to teleport back as well. They're actually stunned. What happened? Where's the relocate? They have it right now. The towers, though, oh, wait, no, okay, they didn't get initiated upon. Korok just killed them all. So, okay, there's teleportation back. Finally, Miggle gonna get chopped down. Mania on the run. They do know that he is in the area. Gem is up and available on someone. I think it's Mike. Yes, it is. Mania gonna take a stun. Reality Rift as well for that tether stun, and TC is gonna find himself a godlike streak. Unicorn on the run. Where is Korok? He managed to die to the Magnus. Was reverse polarity used? Yeah, reverse polarity in the tier 4 towers. Mike and Liquid Fluff still on this mid lane, still pushing it in. Already have claimed the melee Rax. And the ultimate move of desperation from AL going straight from the throne did not work out for them because Korok by himself took down 2 of their heroes, and well, then you don't have that damage. And Unicorn really doesn't do that much damage for Juggernaut. He has a Blink Dagger. What is this? Blink, Vanguard, Drums. This is... I don't even know. Whose build is this? What hero are you playing right now? Reality Rift on someone. It's going to be Miracle who's going to get demolished. TC is even going to find Rise. There's another Reality Rift. Oh, there's the... Wait, where did he go? Unicorn's had enough. He's going to piece on out of there. Oh, revealed by Bulba's Flare. Get him. Melee hookshot. Cogs are up. Unicorn does not even have his Omni Slash. Now Bulba in the cage match with Unicorn. Oh, no, that's cheating. You can't do that. You can't do that. Come on. Miggle's going to try to run away. He's going to make it... Oh, no, hookshot. Aghanim Scepter up on the Clockwork. Clockwork doing work. Miggle's on the run. Wisp. It's another cage match. Miggle's on the run. Tether stun to a creep, Soul Assumption, and Wisp's getting another kill. In the meantime, everyone is dying. TC with a freaking army of himself, tearing down the tier 4s. There goes one. Let's see how fast it takes the other one to go down. Mania and Rising and try to clear this out, but it's not going to be in time. Mania swamped with CKs. Rise in the same situation. And that's going to be GG. The tier 4 tower is going to drop, and you cannot stop this army of CK illusions. Going for the Manta style, as well as the armlet. Not exactly a build that you see all the time. Usually it's more of an Assault Cuirass or Heart kind of route. but they're just so far ahead right now. They're diving the base. These guys are clearly friends. And it looks like Liquid going to continue their reign of terror as the Ancient is going to be brought down. GG is the call from Rise. Thanks for watching, ladies and gentlemen. 50-17 is the final score. As Liquid extend their lead in this tournament, they are pretty much guaranteed a spot in the playoffs in AL. They are very much so suffering in this entire tournament, so I wish them best of luck in the upcoming matches. But really, Liquid, me being a huge Liquid fan, I gotta say I love how these guys are performing, and it's really refreshing to see Liquid just like in these tournaments. And I think they've started to drop a couple sets, but really, it's no big deal. They're just going to crush everyone. So that's going to be it, guys. If you enjoyed this, like, subscribe, tell your friends about it, tell your grandmother, because everyone knows that grandmothers love Dota 2. And if you didn't, let me know what I could do better. If there's some like sound issues or my commentary, anything like that, I would want to know about it. So thanks for watching, guys. There is another set up. Is there another set up? I don't know. There's going to be another setup like tomorrow or something. So I'm going to try to upload these at a regular basis. And that's going to be it. Thanks for watching, guys. GG. I said